الله والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Continue the series Tafseer النجم اليماني في تفسير بالمعاني جمعها عارف أسواني. Continue the benefits from the noble Sheikh Abi Muqbil Yunus al-Adani, and we're on Surah Al-Fatiha. And as we explain the manhaj, that it will be repetitive, but that will help us have it etched in our mind regarding that. So that's something to bear in mind. And we carry on with the benefits now from the noble Sheikh Abi Muqbil Yunus al-Adani. So he talks about Azamatul Asas, Asma'ul Fatiha Mukanatuha. He talks about the greatness of the principle and the name of Surah Fatiha. So he says Quran, that it's called the mother of the Quran, Asasul Kitab al-Sham, because it is the foundation of the complete book. Fatih al-Kitab is called the opening of the book. Miftahul Wahi, because the opening of the revelation. As-Salat is called As-Salat also. Ar-Ruknul alladhi la yakunu biduni, because it's a pillar which your salah generally is not accepted except with it. Obviously there are certain excuses. For example, if you're praying in Jama'ah and the Imam goes into Ruku, and then majority of the ulama say that the precedence of following the Imam takes precedence, so you follow him in that, and they have evidences from that. And also they say that the pillar of the sayings is not the same as the pillar of the actions. So obviously if you do miss the Fatiha with an excuse, you're excused, but obviously you can't miss an action like a ruku. You have to do that and catch up with the Imam, but that's something of fiqh which will go down the route later on. Okay, also another name for it is a ruqya, a shafa wal himaya. Ruqya because it's a cure and a protection. And the greatest covenant, al-mithaq al-a'zam, is iyyaka na'budu, yeah? You alone we worship. Ahad bayn al-abd wa rabbihi, it's a contract between the slave and his Lord. Qawluhu iyyaka na'budu, laysa mujarrad ikbar. So when you say iyyaka na'budu, you alone worship, you're not just expressing information. Bal huwa ahad, so bear in this mind, rather the contract, a severe, a strong contract, when we thought تُقْتِئُهُ عَلَى نَفْسِكَ فِي أَثْنَاءِ الصَّلَاةِ بِأَنَّكَ لَن تَعْبُدَ أَحَدًا سِوَاهُ. So basically you remind yourself during the salah that you not worship anyone other than him. أَصْبَحَ بِأُهُودِ الْمُخْلَقِ إِذَا كَانَ لَا يَجُوزُ لَكَ أَن تَتَكَلَّفَ وَعْدًا مع البشر. So this is very important now, listen. You should fulfill your contracts. So it's not permissible for you that you break a promise with a human. فَكَيْفَ بِوَعْدِكَ مَعَ اللَّهِ. So how can you break your promise with Allah Jalla wa Allah, the mighty majestic? يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَوْفُوا بِالْعُقُودِ. Yeah, Allah says Surah Al-Ma'idah, oh you believe, fulfill your contracts. Surah Al-Ma'idah Ayah 1. If I make any mistakes in the Quranic ayat, you're more than welcome to leave a comment to point it out to me. Jazakallah khair. I might not respond to it, but thank you if you do that. ذكر تقديم بلاغة الحصر في إياك. So now it talks about why does إياك come before نعبد? Why is it not نعبد إياك? We worship you. Why is it you we worship? تقديم المفعول. So when you bring forward on what the action is being done to, so the action is worship and it's being done to Allah, so you bring forward, so you don't say you don't say na'budu iyyak, you say iyyaka na'budu. Yufidul hasr al-mutlaq, that indicates that it's completely limited to Allah. La na'bud, we do not worship ibadatan kanat sawa qawliya fi'liya illa yak, we do not worship whether the worship is a saying or action except for you. And if you didn't quite understand that, don't worry about it. It's Arabic benefit. The more you learn Arabic language, you'll understand that. Al-mafhum shamil ibadah. So the complete understanding of worship, as was defined by many great scholars, probably the most comprehensive term is the following, which is ascribed to, or not ascribed to, it is from the words of Shaykh Islam Ibn Taymiyyah. He said, Al-Ibadah ismun jami' li kulli ma yuhibbullahu wa yardah. Ibadah is everything that Allah loves and is pleased with, min al-aqwal wal af'al al-zahir al-batina, from sayings and actions that are apparent and hidden. So now we're going to talk about kathrul inhiraf, the danger of deviation. Mata tahawwal ibadah li shirk, when does ibadah change to shirk? Sarf ayyi anwa' al-ibadah li ghayri Allahi huwa shirk. So if you divert any type of worship other than Allah, then it's shirk. Muhbat lil amal, muhbit lil amal, so it basically invalidates your actions. Sawa kana al-ibadah qalbiyya, kafiyya, or jasadiyya zahira, whether that is the worship that's hidden, like worship that's hidden in the heart, or worship that's apparent. So for example, you do sujood to an idol, obviously that's apparent, or something that's hidden, you believe someone other than Allah has basically the authority to send you to heaven or hell. And he gives an example here. Inhiraf al-batini, of deviation, internal, itimad ala ghayrillah, relying upon other than Allah, wa tawakkul mutlaq al-makhluq, and having complete reliance on the creation. Walallahi fatawakkalul mu'minun, walallahi fatawakkalul mu'minun, and upon Allah let the believers trust. Surah Tawbah 51. Inhiraf al-zahiri, the apparent deviation is dhab li ghayrillah, that you sacrifice for other than Allah, or dua ghayrillah, or you make dua to other than Allah in that which a human is not capable of, or you sacrifice for other than Allah, because sacrifice the legislated animals is a great worship that you should do only for Allah. You have this animal like a goat and you bring it up and you maybe get affection in it, you sacrifice it for the sake of Allah. Obviously, if you sacrifice it to feed yourself, if you're hungry and there's no food source, for example, that's not shirk, okay? Because you're not doing it as a worship to other than Allah. That's just to point that out. Dikatul al-isti'ana, mustalahat al-isti'ana, muqabil al-istighatha. So now, the Shaykh mentions the difference between al-isti'ana and al-istighatha. So al-isti'ana, that is talab al-awm fi umur al-khair, seeking the help from Allah in matters of good. And al-istighatha talabul tadakhul li dafi ad-darar wa shar. And istighatha is that you're seeking aid to prevent harm and evil. So, and then we go on to say farq bain al-isti'ana bil khaliq wal makhluq, the difference between seeking help from the creation and the created. Mutlaqa wa khassa billah, so what type of seeking help is specifically for Allah? Talab ma la yaqdir alayhi illallah, something that no one is capable of except Allah. Mithal itta'ul walad al-rizq al-mutlaq al-hidayah al-qalb, for example, asking Allah to make you childbearing. If a woman can't get pregnant, for example, he doesn't go to a grave and says, give me the ability to get pregnant. Or for example, a complete rizq, al-hidayah al-qalb, or guidance of the heart, etc. Al-qaida is astanta fasta'in billah. The rule is if you seek help, seek the help of Allah. Muqayyada muqtasab bil-bashar, and you are allowed to seek help from the human, but that's limited and specific to humans in the following. Talib al-awm fil asbab ad-dunyawiyya al-mutada, so you seek the help in matters that are of the world, of general matters, regular matters of the world. And the reason why that's not shirk is that's because Allah has made humans needing each other's help. It's the sunnah of Allah in His creation. Mithal al-iyana fil mal, for example, helping someone in finance, a safar, helping them in travel, helping them fix something in the house or build something in the house, or vessel. And the rule here is qaida Allah fil own al-ab ma kana al-ab fi own akhi. The rule, as the hadith said, Allah is in the help of His slave as long as His slave is in the help of his brother. That's why we should always help each other, the Muslims, especially Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, we should cooperate upon good. And inshallah we should give da'wah to the people to come to the Sunnah. Carrying on, shurut al-isti'ana bil-bashar. So what are the conditions of seeking the help of the humans? Okay, hayyun, he has to be alive, and la yakun maytan, that the person is not dead. فالميت لا ينفع ولا يضر. So the dead person, he cannot benefit nor can he harm. Hadir, the living person has to be present as well, or in the ruling of being present, like you can go call him on the phone. أن يكون موجودا, that he is present. لا غائبا في مكان بعيد, and that he is not absent in a far place. لا يسمعك, we cannot hear you. Thirdly, the human has to be capable of helping you. قادر أن يملك القدرة, he's capable, that he has the ability. فلا تطلب حمل متاع من مشلول, so you don't seek help of carrying goods, for example, from a paralyzed person. إذا توفرت هذه الشروط ثلاثة حازت الاستعانة بالمخلوق. So when these conditions are met, al-isti'ana is permissible to seek aid from the creation. Okay, so now we move on to ihdina, but we'll leave that for another day. I think that was a very good lesson. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.